Hi guys, happy Watercolour Wednesday. Okay, so for this week, excuse me, for this week I have just done a funny, cute little sketch of, sorry, I realised that was missing after rubbing the pencil up. So I've got Oreo and Stripey on the swing in the garden, and then a funny looking pigeon. And their dream garden where it's got carrots and lettuce and an apple tree and lots of grass and flowers. I thought it was just a bit of Easter type fun. I'm just gonna do this sort of base layer. I think I've watched one Watercolour Wednesday so far today, and that was Dream with Caroline. I think that's her channel name. And then I know Mystical Misty, I've been watching her painting, but she was using gouache paints rather than watercolours. So I'm not sure whether she'll be doing a watercolour one as well. But I think the trouble is, obviously, it's like 3 in the afternoon for me now, so I'm sure that lots of people will be putting up their videos a bit later. Right, where is my... oh, there it is. There is my drying doodah. And just so you know, anyone like starting out with watercolouring and stuff, when I first started doing watercolouring properly, which was probably August sort of time, so just under a year ago, I didn't have one of these heater dryer type things, and I would use a hairdryer, just a little cheap hairdryer, and it worked just as well for the watercolours. I don't think it would work very well with embossing, which is why I got this, was so I could do embossing, because I think the hairdryer was a little too strong and probably would have made the powder go everywhere. But that might have been fun to try. So yeah, if you haven't got a heater, sort of like a dryer like that, you can still dry your watercolours using a hairdryer. If you haven't got a hairdryer, you can wait in between layers, just wait for it to dry naturally. That's also fine. I would wait in between layers, because otherwise you will find that your paper will get oversaturated with water, and either A, your paper will warp, or start to come away, or the colours will get muddy where they mix too much. So once you're happy with the layer that you're working on, wait for it to dry before you go on to the next stage, unless you want your colours to mix and things like that, and then just try not to overload your paper. I mean, it's different for every type of paper as well. I mean, obviously the really expensive watercolour paper, that can take a lot more of the paint and water than your average kind of page. I mean, currently I'm using I think it's like a mixed media paper, because I still can't find my watercolour paper. I know I have to get a new pad anyway, because I know that I only had a couple of sheets left, and it's more than possible that Evie took it to do drawings on, because I keep all the paper pads in the same drawer, and that's not an issue. Just I'm not going to waste time kind of trying to look for it too much, because there wasn't a lot left anyway, so I would have needed one soon enough anyway. So I am trying to go really light on the colour for this layer, but for some of it I'm not succeeding particularly well. I'm just taking some of the colour from this side rather than putting any more colour on my brush. I have got Annie in my head. And I'm just working a wet paintbrush on dry paper today, because there is smaller details. Ooh, that is far too much. So I've discovered that when I wipe things like glue off of, so say like if I'm doing something detailed, I have a tendency to stick it onto my trousers and then take it away and then stick it on, so that it doesn't, the wet glue doesn't squelch out. And yeah, I've discovered that doing that with acrylic glue is not good, because it just stays on your trousers and looks like you've been doing something very dodgy in a back alley. So just to let you know, don't do it. Don't do it. These are now my glue pants and I can't ever wear them out. Well, a bit more saturated colour, I should say, because it's not actually any darker. Because I want to stick with that, the kind of like nice bright colours that you get with Just trying to think who else participates in this usually. So normally we have obviously Side Gig Crafts, because that is who hosts it. And then we normally have Mystical Misty One who participates. And there is Crafting Adventures with Susan Tootsie Tucker, and Doki Doki Forest, I'm sure that there's more. I'm sure there's lots more, but they are the people that tend to do it most weeks. Oh, Sassy Southern NC Girl has been participating a lot as well. And I think that I really enjoy having a chat with you guys and trying out different techniques and things, and not having to worry about messing up or anything like that, because it doesn't matter, because it's just for fun. It's just playing around, and not that I generally worry about messing up. Generally in a kind of like, oh well, that didn't work kind of person, rather than worrying. It depends what it is, actually. But and who it's in front of as well. I think within this community and crafting and things and art, I don't ever feel the pressure to get things perfect. You just have a go, and if it works, that's great. And if it doesn't work, then you try again another time, or you try and fix it. Or, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not a super big deal, you know. Whereas I don't know, in some things the community or the friend group or whatever isn't quite so understanding if you mess up, let's just say that. So you get a lot of pressure to get it right first time, and even if you've never tried it before and you haven't really been told how to do it. Has anyone else had that kind of experience with any particular group or friend group where you're not sure how to do something and you've not been shown or told how to do it, and yet you're being judged on how you perform? A little bit of purple. Didn't see, I was using a Sakura pigment micron, and it is archival ink, and this one is waterproof and fade proof. Now I have got some other ones that are also Sakura ones that one's waterproof as well. I've got some that aren't waterproof. So if you're planning on doing watercolours over, you know, like drawing the outline and then doing watercolours over, just double check that your pen, your micron pen or whatever pen you're using, is waterproof. Otherwise you will get smudge lines, and it isn't. It's quite sad when you've spent all that time drawing a picture only to get it all splodged and smudged. So double check before you put the pen on. Okay. And I almost spilt my water all over it then. Whoop. And there we go. There we have it. That is my painting for this week for Watercolour Wednesday. And I'm gonna hop off of here and check out what everyone else is doing today. So yeah, this is for #Watercolour Wednesday, which is hosted by Tonya over at Side Gig Crafts. And it's an open collaboration, so anyone can join in. It's for all levels of experience, whether it's your first time or your millionth time, whether you are watercolouring a colouring book, a stamped image, or making your own picture. It is just if you are using watercolours, watercolour pens or watercolour pencils or watercolour crayons, just watercolours. And it's just for fun. It's to practice, it's to enjoy yourself, to experiment. There is no pressure or judgment. So yeah, just jump on in. If you fancy it, then give it a go. And remember to pop the hashtag and remember to tag the host. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you are happy and healthy. I will hopefully see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Love ya. Bye.